News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
A day filled with targeted terror threats, potentially dangerous deliveries, including pipe bombs sent to high-profile political figures across the country. Hillary Clinton in suburban New York, former President Barack Obama in Washington, and closer to home, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz in South Florida.
We refuse to be intimidated.
The FBI now searching for other suspicious packages.
The very concept of terrorism is to change us, and we will not allow that to happen.
We've learned the FBI was first notified about a suspicious package delivered to the Clinton home last night.
Then developments unfolded rapidly and continued into this afternoon. This is a new image of an explosive device found at CNN's New York offices today. Police say it was constructed with a pipe and wires. The device was removed without causing any harm. It was taken to a New York City police center to be examined. This map shows all of the locations where bombs or suspicious packages were found, including New York, Washington, and South Florida. They were addressed to different political leaders, mostly Democrats, including the Clintons, the Obamas, former Attorney General Eric Holder, fundraiser George Soros, former CIA Director John Brennan, and California Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Vic Micolucci spoke with a former bomb squad commander with the sheriff's office about detecting suspicious packages. We'll have his report in a few moments, but first, Joy is joining us with reaction from President Trump and an update on the investigation.
Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
New information on Florence, the ever-changing, still dangerous hurricane, slowly barreling toward the East Coast.
This is going to be, a Mike Tyson punch to the Carolina coast.
Georgia now under a state of emergency, and beaches along the East Coast, normally packed, now deserted. Many people who once thought they were safe from the onslaught of Florence began boarding up and heading out today.
More of South Carolina now appears to be in danger, and parts of Georgia could see rain from Florence this weekend. Here's the latest information. The 5 o'clock update shows the storm is slightly weaker and is now not expected to re-intensify back to a Category 4 before landfall. However, instead of moving inland and weakening as most storms do after making landfall, this one could stall near the coast before moving southwest towards South Carolina and Georgia. Some airports in the Carolinas are already shutting down. American Airlines is canceling more than 560 flights through the weekend, including some here in Jacksonville. This map shows where a state of emergency has been declared. Georgia now joins South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington.
We have several crews covering Florence. We begin, though, with John. He has the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. John.
Some good news and some, well, again, watchful news for the folks out there to the north of us. And yes, I'm talking about the folks in Georgia, but not to an extreme case.
We're following a child safety alert now. Parents with toddlers know one of the most important things they need is a car seat. But Consumer Reports says 4 popular toddler booster seats broke during recent testing. Here's what they found, and we have a picture of the ones that we're talking about too. The Britax Frontier Click Tight, the Britax Pioneer, the Costco Finale 2-in-1, and the Harmony Defender 360 seats. They all didn't fare well in testing. In fact, all 4 seats broke when they were tested with dummies, which means the seat might not be able to properly protect a child in a crash. So what should you do if you own one of these seats? Well, Consumer Reports says don't stop using it unless you have one to replace it. Any car seat is better than no car seat. All of the booster seat companies released statements reiterating the safety of their seats, noting that they do meet federal safety standards, but if you still want to replace your child's seat, we have a list of Consumer Reports' top recommendations on our website. That's news4jax.com/consumer. Look them up. And coming up tomorrow, how you can get a free car seat inspection and how to make sure your car seat is properly secure. Join us on The Morning Show.
Positively Jackson event to raise money to combat breast cancer. Today, there was a Donna 5K media challenge at TPC Sawgrass. News 4 Jax sports reporters Cole Pepper and Brian Jackson took part as a relay team. Each team member ran a loop around the green from holes 16 to 18. Breast cancer survivor Donna Deegan, who organizes her local annual marathon and the 5K at TPC Sawgrass, is urging everyone to register now.
It sells out so fast, so we'd love for people to come out. It's a 5K run or walk or whatever you want to do, stroll around the back nine, and all raises money for women with breast cancer who can't make ends meet, and also for groundbreaking research at Mayo. So I mean, it's a great cause, and people seem to love being out here. Why not? It's the most beautiful course in the world.
You can still register to run in the Donna 5K or the marathon. Just go to breastcancermarathon.com. By the way, Cole and Brian get an A for effort. Their team came in last.
Oh. But it was such a beautiful day.
And they got an A for effort.
Thanks for joining us for News 4 Jax at 5.
The news at 5:30 starts right after the break.
Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
Right now at 6, a major new development downtown. After more than a decade of sitting unfinished, News 4 Jax has learned about new plans to begin work on this eyesore, the Berkman 2 building. The 23-story skeleton of a riverfront condo has sat unfinished on the north bank of the St. Johns River since 2007 following an accident during construction. Today we were told that shell is going to be turned into a new hotel.
The plan for that property is just one of several proposals in the works to redevelop both downtown and part of the South Bank. This map shows 5 pending projects. First, the old shipyards, a more than $500 million development, would go on that vacant land along the river, including a 5-star hotel and a number of restaurants, stores, office buildings, and housing. However, recently, the focus for development near the stadium has shifted to Parking Lot J, at least for the near term. An entertainment district is planned for that area. Then there's the Landing. Mayor Curry has said he wants to tear it down and convert it to a park. The old Duval County Courthouse and City Annex will be demolished this year, and work is already underway to develop the riverfront where there is now a parking lot. And on the other side of the river, the sale just closed on land for the district, which is to become a multi-use community of homes, businesses, and restaurants. News 4 Jax reporter Jim Piggott is joining us live. Jim, when it comes to all this new development, what can people expect to see built and finished first?
Right here. This is Berkman 2 behind me, and the mayor told me today that within the week they are going to begin cleaning up this area and eventually, as you had mentioned, turn this into a hotel and an entertainment venue. But people here say it couldn't happen soon enough.
News 4 Jax starts now.
This Jacksonville man, a registered sex offender, now charged with murder. We're told Wilford Chasen admitted killing his fiancée in a home in this Bartram Park neighborhood. Just within the past 20 minutes, we learned before Chasen was arrested, he cut himself on his arms, neck, and other parts of his body, then called a relative to ask for help.
And that relative said Chasen wasn't making sense. Investigators used the service OnStar to find his car on I-95 in Flagler County. They say the 51-year-old ex-convict told them where his fiance's body could be found at the Twin Leaf subdivision off Bartram Park Road. They also say he had his fiance's engagement ring with him. News 4 Jax reporter Allison Henning joins us live from the Bartram Park subdivision, where police continue their investigation. Allison.
New information on a body discovered in a rural Iowa county where investigators have been searching for 20-year-old college student Molly Tibbetts, who disappeared 34 days ago.
And happening right now, police are briefing reporters. They just announced an arrest. Joy has been following the developments for us. She's joining us with this update. Joy.
Mary, Tom, that news conference is still going on. Reporters are asking questions right now. We have just learned within the last few minutes that first-degree murder charges have been filed against a 24-year-old man. His name is Christian Bahina Rivera.
Now, a bank robbery with an unlikely suspect. Police say this 75-year-old Columbia County man robbed an Orange Park bank, and tonight we're learning more about who he is. The robbery happened yesterday at the Bank of America on Blanding Boulevard at Wells Road. News 4 Jax reporter Ethan Calloway joins us live with new details that may shed some light on the man's motive. Ethan.
JA is sending crews to help out in South Carolina in anticipation of widespread power outages. Also, 10 local Red Cross volunteers are heading up to the Carolinas for hurricane relief. We were there as they were leaving Red Cross headquarters on Riverside Avenue. Now taking a live look at a major artery in South Carolina. Traffic is light, but it continues to flow in one direction only, going inland on both sides of I-26 to help with the evacuation. News 4 Jax reporter Alicia Booth is joining us live from Camden County, Georgia, at the Welcome Center on I-95 northbound. Alicia, what are you seeing?
A different picture of James Cawley painted in court today for the jury, who will recommend whether he should get the death penalty for killing his estranged wife and her best friend. Cawley's sister took the stand, describing him as a loving father who taught his children how to ride a bike and tie their shoes, while the defense showed photos of Cawley with his children, whose identities were concealing. James Cawley wiped tears from his eyes.
He spent every day with his children. From the moment he woke up till the moment he went to bed, he spent with his children. He did everything for his children. He was a wonderful father.
We expect the jury to recommend a sentence later this week. In order for Cawley to get the death penalty, they must be unanimous. Then the judge would have to confirm that recommendation.
Also in St. Johns County, a boil water advisory has been issued for part of St. Augustine Beach due to a water main break. Before using water for drinking, cooking, brushing teeth, or washing dishes, it should be brought to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute. This map shows the area involved. All homes on Willow Drive, Oak Road, Lakeshore Drive, and 16th Street. The advisory will be in effect for at least the next 2 days.
An exceptionally big birthday. A local woman turns 107.
How she celebrated this remarkable milestone and what she does every week to stay fit.
She waves like a hurricane. Did you see that wave? She looked awesome. All right, so tonight we're still tracking some pretty good showers out there, but not so much for Jacksonville. The latest on your evening forecast in a couple of minutes.
This is McCoy's Creek. It's not how we always show it to you. I'm Jim Pickett, and coming up, we're going to show you what the mayor is proposing to keep the creek this way.